All right, we got ball screen rapid fire. This is a great drill to do basically every day in practice. Shouldn't take more than 4 or 5 minutes. If you have two coaches, you can split this up and go two ends so you have less people standing around. So basic setup here, the only thing you're really going to need is 3 basketballs and 1 hoop. But like I said, if you got more than one coach, break it up two ends. And so you're looking at 6 total basketballs on 2 ends of the court with 2 hoops. Breakdown of the drill is pretty simple. Player 1 is going to start by dribbling. We're going to make sure that they get underneath the screen. So this is one of our cues that we have. As soon as they get underneath that coach, the coach is going to be set up in a ball screen angled position, making sure that that dribbler comes off shoulder to shoulder. Make sure you're using the cues of come off tight and then turn the corner and go. So player 1's coming down, getting underneath the screen, and then we're just going to attack the hoop and shoot some sort of skilled layup. Try to have them switch it up each time. As soon as that first player is through, we're on to the next one, since this is a rapid fire drill and we just do the exact same thing over and over again. So once again, touching on our cues, make sure you go get under the screen. You have come off tight, turn the corner and go. You can switch this up and put one of your players here as the screener so they can get used to the feeling of this, and then you would use cues like wide feet, strong stance, angle your body. Like I said previously, this is going to be like 5-6 times through, extremely quick, high reps, and just more of a muscle memory thing. In order to change this up and add loads onto this, you can have, like I said, a player be the screener. You can change angles of the floor. Ball screens don't always have to happen here at the wing. They can happen here down in the corner. They can happen up at the top of the key. Normal in-game situations are not going to be one piece of the floor. It's going to be all over the floor. Other loads you can add a half-speed defender. So maybe you have somebody half-speed guarding the ball and they have to make a decision as to where they go. You could have somebody guarding the coach or the screener here, and then they can do different things on the screen. They can drop back, they can close out tight, and then you make the dribbler decide what action they want to use based on the defense. And then you could also add a rim defender. I'm not a huge proponent, as you know, of just wide open layups with no defense. So maybe add a rim defender here and make them go through a different series of finishing skills. So that's ball screen rapid fire. All right, we have pick and roll layups. So this is a little bit of a progression from our pick and roll rapid fire. So setup is the same though. So you only need 3 basketballs and 1 hoop. This drill can take more players on one end, so I would start by condensing this onto one end, and then once the players get the hang of it, now you can break it down and have 2 coaches and go 2 different ends. As far as the logistics of the setup here, you can see, let's have 2 lines. So this line down here in the long corner is going to be players with a basketball. This line up here on top of the 3-point line at the wing is going to be players without a basketball. First thing we're going to have is player 1 with the basketball is going to start at the free throw line. Player 1 without the basketball is going to be right here. We're going to fire a good snap pass to our player outside the 3-point line, and then the passer is going to step over and get a good ball screen angle. Make sure you're using those cues for the screener: wide feet, strong stance, angle your body. Once this screen is set up, we want player 1 to come off tight, just like we did in rapid fire, and we're going to go in strong and we're going to finish our layup. So the drill is similar to rapid fire. You just got a couple more things to process for each player on the floor. I would strongly recommend adding the loads immediately. So go through one time and now change your angle on the floor, add a half-speed defender, and then also add a rim defender. So once player 1 is through, it's very straightforward. This player follows, we get the rebound, and now we're off. We rotate lines, and then we go again. So this is pick and roll layups. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, the Hoopsgeek Play Creator. With its intuitive drag and drop interface, you can design and animate plays, drills, and games in seconds. If you use the link down in the description, you can try it out for free today. All right, we have Dribble Hand-Off Rapid Fire. This is once again a drill that we do basically every day, starting in first grade all the way up through our middle school kids. I'm a big proponent of ball screens and dribble handoffs for all ages. I don't think it's ever too early to start with this, and it's a rapid fire drill, so lots of reps and short amounts of rest time. Setup is pretty simple. You only need 3 basketballs and 1 hoop. If you have 2 coaches, you can break this up on 2 ends of the floor. As far as the actual logistics of the setup go, you're going to have a coach to start here about the free throw line. You got at least 3 players in line with basketballs. I'd get them spaced off the 3-point line so you have a decent amount of room to pass. So first thing that's going to happen is player 1 is going to fire a good pass to the coach. Remember, let's focus on snap passing and not the old traditional 2-hand chest pass. We don't really make a lot of 2-hand chest passes, so have them firing with 1 hand. Good snap pass to the coach. As soon as the player fires their pass, they're going to cut. So once again, get underneath the screen or underneath the handoff. And so when I'm making my cut, I want to make sure that that angle is there. Coach can be giving that cue, get underneath the passer or the screen. So as soon as that player passes, it's going to cut. We're going to make sure we get that tight handoff. So come off tight, turn the corner and go. Same cues we use on our ball screen. And then one's going to take the handoff and finish. Cues for your passer here. Let's say you swap this out and use a player here as the passer. Make sure you have wide feet, strong stance, sell the handoff. So what we really don't want to be happening is the player, if you do make this a player making the handoff, that they're not just standing there and holding the ball out. Make sure they keep that ball tight and they're selling it left and right. Okay, so pretty straightforward. As soon as one gets through the drill, then he's hopping back in line, and then we're just rapid fire and going again. So once again, this should only take 3 or 4 minutes to get everybody through 5 or 6 times. Even if you have a lot of players, you can move this really, really quickly. Loads to change the drill up. Once again, have a player be the passer. Don't always have the coach be here. Change angles on the floor. Add a half-speed defender. Put a defender on either the passer here, or you can put it on the screener passer here on the handoff, and just have them do different things as far as half-speed defending. And then, as always, not a huge fan of isolated, no defensive layups. So add a defender here at the rim. You can have somebody with a bat or a bag, give them some contact, make them do something different at the rim. Don't allow them to finish the same way every time. So that's dribble handoff rapid fire. All right, dribble handoff layups. This is what we would do directly after doing a drill like rapid fire dribble handoffs, and it's just the next step progression, and you're giving the players more control on the floor instead of using a coach in the drill. Setup is very straightforward. Again, you only need 3 basketballs, 1 hoop. You're probably going to have 6 to 8 guys on one side of the floor. So if you have more than that, you can split it up and go 2 ends. I'd recommend staying on one side of the court to start until the players really get the hang of this. Setup is, once again, pretty straightforward. You're going to have your line of players with the ball above the 3-point line this time, and your players without the ball are going to be down here in the long corner. First player without a ball is going to be at the free throw line. Player with the ball is going to make a strong snap pass to begin the drill. So once we snap pass, player 1 is now going to get underneath the screen, just like we did in rapid fire dribble handoffs. But now you have both players interacting, and you have a different set of cues for each player. So obviously the scorer needs to get under the screen, come off tight, turn that corner and go. Make sure that you are really focusing on the handoff here, because what's going to happen a lot of times, especially with younger kids, they're just going to stand there with the ball and hold it out. Make sure you have them with their proper angles. Make sure that you're having them sell the handoff. Work on both right hand and left hand handoffs so they get the hang of doing individual hands. And then also work on fakes. You're not just going to be able to stand there. They're going to have to maybe fake one way and then hand off the other side. So once player 1 comes off, grabs the handoff here, we're going to go in and we're going to finish strong. The passer is going to make sure to follow the shot so that we have 2 rebounders in, and then you're going to switch lines and we're just going to go again. So very quick drill, similar to rapid fire. You're just adding one kind of progression in here with 2 players on the court doing these things at the same time. Loads, once again, change your angles. Add a half-speed defender. Always add a rim defender if you can. Have one of these guys in line step over and just give at least a dummy defense at the rim. You can go back and grab 3 different finishing skills and say, hey, this time we're going to use this finishing skill. This time we're going to use a reverse layup. This time we're going to use a 2-foot layup. So whatever it needs to be to change this up so it's not monotonous. So that is dribble handoff layups.